It was a typical From episode where it gave us more questions than answers, but however, it did leave on a bit of a cliffhanger that may reveal one of the biggest mysteries yet. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Entertainment, here to review From episode 9. This one was called Revelations Chapter 1. So basically, I see this as a two-part finale, and episode 9 obviously being part 1. Now, I will say, I think it was the best episode of From that we've seen in many of weeks, but that's not necessarily because I thought the episode was fantastic. I just think, unfortunately, ever since Tabitha and Henry got to season 3, or got returned to the town in season 3, I do feel like, unfortunately, they've dropped the ball. I think the episodes have been a little bit average. I'm just going to be honest. I've watched a lot of these episodes, not really impressed. Just watching them, thinking, "Is that it? You know, is there nothing else here? Is there nothing more?" And I think from episodes, I would say 5 through to 8, I was left underwhelmed. But this one, I think, was a bit better. Or maybe that's harsh. This one was definitely better than what we've seen previously for the past 4 episodes. So yeah, next week will be the finale, and for me, it needs to deliver. But already, I need to see next week because of the ending with Tabitha and the visions that she was getting. And I truly believe that there is a connection now between Tabitha and Victor. But we'll talk more about that when we get to the end of the episode. So let's talk about the beginning. What did we get? Basically, we have Boyd and Ellis. They're out looking for Fatima. Boyd can't really go anymore, and Ellis was not going to give up. He wanted to find Fatima, and that's understandable. But he's seen his father struggling, and I guess he decided, look, I need to get my father home. It's going to be dark soon. Maybe Fatima's okay. She's got the talisman. She could be protected. We get Ellis and Boyd alone in the post office. Boyd's makeshift sheriff office, and he reveals to Ellis that he's got Parkinson's and it's getting worse. So there is a time limit here on Boyd. And we don't know when that time is going to expire, but basically Boyd doesn't know if he is good to lead and if he's going to be good to do much longer. You know, Boyd's time could be up. So him and Ellis have a heart-to-heart in the overnight. Boyd says that we will find her and we will make sure that she's all right. We have one of the monsters outside the window asking if Boyd's okay. Boyd thinks what's happening to Fatima is to fucking mess with him because of what happened with Kenny's mother. He reveals to Ellis that they're trying to break him, and he says, they're trying to break me, they're doing this, they're doing that, they're killing people, Fatima's missing, and I'm just sitting here taking it like a gimp. And for me, that was a really funny part of the episode. I love Boyd. For me, Boyd is hands down the best character in this show. And there has been times, I think, in season 2, season 3, where he has dipped a little bit, but overall, he's still numero uno. Boyd is number 1 here, for sure. I like the scene with him and Ellis overnight, discussing what's happening with Boyd and all that stuff. We have, what's her name? I totally forget the name. Julie, that's the one. The less annoying Matthews kid, should I say. No, I'm not saying Julie's really annoying. She did annoy me in season 1, but she's growing on me. I wouldn't say she's great. She's not my favourite character, but I can accept Julie now. I can bear Julie. I can tolerate Julie. Julie comes on my TV screen and I don't feel the need to switch it off. I don't feel the need to fucking delete from my browsing history. Now, Ethan, on the other hand, hate that kid, but let's not go on an Ethan rant here. That's for a separate video. But she had those visions. She was saved. She's been at the hospital. Obviously, her parents are concerned. Jim finds out that she was with Randall, and then Jim goes to speak to Randall, trying to give the big, tough dad talk like he gave Jade. He gave Jade the wife talk, and now he's giving... well, not the wife talk, the husband talk, and now he's giving Randall the father talk. But Randall's like, look, Jim, I don't have time for your shit. If you want to be a good father, why don't you teach your daughter how to drive? Because you may as well do something good. We're all going to die here anyway. Jim says he doesn't accept that. But yeah, you know what, Jim? Maybe you should. Maybe you should do things with your kids. Maybe try and, just have a bit of normality here. Jim's been so doom and gloom. It's like, I understand he might not have the answers, but we've seen him try and prevent Tabitha from getting answers. He got pissed off when Tabitha was trying to find things with Jade, and I mean, Jim just seems to want to sit in his ass and keep his family in lockdown, and it's like, you've got to sort of move on. You've got to let Tabitha try and find a way here. You've got to help Tabitha. And he did allude to that here. And you've got to let your kids, you've got to let them grow and live. You can't just, have them trapped away and everything just be doom and gloom. So, yeah, Randall here giving Jim some Fowler advice, even though Randall's not a Fowler, but it is what it is. The next day, Sarah arrives. She arrives at just before Ellis and Boyd go out. She arrives and says that she's seen visions, and those visions tell her that Fatima is nearby, but they're laughing. The monsters are laughing because they believe that they will not be able to find her before it's too late. So what does they mean by that? We don't know what it means by too late, but I think it's fair to assume that it could be with the baby that Elgin is so obsessed with delivering. He believes that is how they will all escape, so he's still keeping Fatima imprisoned. He feeds her, basically forces her to drink blood to feed the baby. Fatima, you can see the baby just seems to grow. Her stomach gets so much bigger after just drinking the blood for the baby to feed on. She tries to escape. She gets this, not a knife, but she gets some sort of makeshift weapon that's sharp, and she slashes Elgin once and then tries to run, but Elgin just catches her and drags her back in. I guess she could have maybe killed Elgin if she really wanted to escape, but we know that Fatima's not like that. I understand she killed Tilly, but it was an accident. She didn't want to kill Elgin here. Although, would she be justified if she killed Elgin? I think so, but we could argue that Elgin he's only trying to help, he's not got bad intentions, but either way, he's keeping her trapped, he's keeping her imprisoned, and he's making her give birth, against her will and not involving any other, members of the town and whatnot. So Elgin's went, rogue, and I don't know, I don't like that. We see Donna, she then tells Boyd she isn't going to tell anybody about Fatima because we got flashbacks and where Fatima was having her 1 year anniversary, and Donna just realizes that how much she cares about Fatima and how much this town means to Fatima, so she's going to keep quiet, at least for the meantime. Then Boyd calls a meeting, all the townsfolk are there, and they discover that Fatima's missing, so they all split up into pairs in order to try and find Fatima. So we get a bunch of different pairs. Julie and her mum pair up, Ethan and his dad team up, we've got Ellis and Elgin team up, Boyd and Kenny team up. Basically, with Jim, they go back to the crash, the original crash site. Jim kind of tells Ethan that he's trying to be a better dad, and that Ethan says, yeah, we're all trying here, we're all scared or whatnot. There's a voice pretending to be the dead kid of Jim and Tabitha, but they ignore it. We got Elgin is basically being weird with Ellis, saying that, Fatima, she'll be okay, maybe there's something good happening here. But we can kind of see Ellis, he's losing his patience with Elgin, and rightfully so, man. They're trying to find Fatima, and Elgin's sitting there, and he's saying maybe it's a good thing that she's missing. She could be doing something positive to try and, fuck that. I mean, they're trying to find her, they're all worried about her. Yeah, Elgin is just standing there saying, it's probably a good thing, maybe she's been helpful, maybe it's a sign. How about no? I'm surprised Ellis didn't turn around and punch Elgin, but also, I was kind of thinking that maybe Elgin was going to do something to Ellis. Now, we haven't seen anything that would show that Elgin has got bad intentions or anything like that, but when they got paired up, I just kind of thought maybe it was going to lead to something. Maybe it would lead to Ellis almost finding Fatima and Elgin stopping him somehow, but I guess it makes sense that Elgin would lead Ellis away from where he's keeping Fatima. Anyway, so we get Boyd and Kenny. Boyd tells Kenny about the Parkinson's, says, look, I know I've messed up with your father and Sarah. I can never change that, and I know you'll never truly forgive me. However, I need you, Kenny. I trust you, and I want you to be the one. He tells him about his Parkinson's getting worse, and he says that Kenny needs to be the one that leads this town forward. Kenny's like, I can't do that. I won't do that. However, if your deputy badge is still up there, I'll take it. And Boyd is happy, and they embrace, and Boyd and Kenny are back together. The band is back together. I like Boyd and Kenny as a team, and now Kenny will be the deputy, but will Kenny be the leader? Once Boyd can no longer lead, or if Boyd is killed off, normally a deputy would get promoted anyway. So is Kenny the right man? Do you think he can lead this place? Boyd obviously thinks so. Boyd trusts Kenny, and he even says, look, I trust you. My family needs to grow up here. My family needs to be safe here. You should be the one to lead. If Boyd didn't think Kenny was capable of filling in his shoes, and he wouldn't want Boyd to lead, he would want Ellis to lead, or he would want somebody that he trusts like Donna to lead, or maybe one of the Matthews like Jim or Tabitha. But the fact that Boyd is trusting Kenny here shows that he's got a lot of faith in Kenny, and he thinks Kenny would be the right man for the job. And I think so too, because we've seen Kenny mature a lot. My only problem is, Kenny, you need to get out of the colony house. That place is no good, man. It's alright maybe when you're young, and Kenny is young, and it just seems like some sort of big, fucking sex dungeon. I don't know. It just seems like a place where people go and drink and party, and it's not where I would want my leader coming from. I'd want my leader to be in one of the houses in the town, but whatever. I mean, that's not a big deal. Who really cares? Victor was, earlier we've seen him throwing up, he was messing up his bedroom, throwing all his collection stuff out. Oh, I thought this would help us find a way out, but it's all lies. And Victor's going crazy. He grabs an axe. Acosta is going to point the gun at him. He's like, I'm not going to hurt anybody. I just need this axe. And Kenny's like, well, what do you need the axe for? Victor says, I'm going to chop down the far away tree. So, well, he doesn't say far away tree, but we assume that's the tree. And it is the tree. And we see Victor beginning to smash away at the tree. And then we get a reappearance of the boy in white. And the boy in white advises Victor not to do that. Victor's like, I thought you were my friend. And the boy in white says, I am. Victor's like, I need help. I need you to tell me what to do. And the boy in white says, look, you never listened. I've tried to tell you. I mean, come on. Couldn't the boy in white just give Victor in plain English? Couldn't you write out from 2 + 2? Here, this is how you escape this place. And actually give him, a list of objectives or something, a to-do list or an explanation, or draw a map or something like that. The boy in white, I mean, I guess he's been friends with Victor and he's tried to be positive and helpful, but he's been so vague. I mean, it's like all the clues that he gives Victor's like just so mysterious. Like, why can't he just turn around and say, Victor, here's how you escape, or here's how you can try and escape, something like that. But he tells Victor not to chop down the faraway tree, which basically tells me the only way you can escape is through the faraway tree. And I think that makes sense, because we've seen how that's Tabitha got out of there. She got to the lighthouse, but she got there via the faraway tree. And you can see how the faraway tree teleports you now. Obviously with Dale, it's not all good. The faraway tree killed Dale. But it's also possible that the faraway tree is the only way out of there. And so far, I would imagine that's true. And maybe, who knows, you see that lighthouse, maybe getting pushed out the lighthouse is also like a way of teleporting. I'm not too sure. Look, that was season 2. We're not here to talk about that. But the boy in white then gives Victor this information not to chop down the faraway tree. Julie and her mum, Tabitha, then they come across Victor, who's, I guess, not grieving, but he's not in good shape, alright? He's upset. He's not really on. I wouldn't say he's he's not. He doesn't even know that Fatima's missing. Victor's just being Victor. He's just being weird. We also seen Victor's father speak with Jade, and Jade kind of said to Victor's father, well, actually, first of all, Victor's father said to Jade, you kind of remind me of your son, and he says, don't take offense to it. But then Jade was like, nah, I can kind of see that. I'm talking to people that aren't there. That's something Victor would do. And then Jade says, look, why don't you go spend some time with your son and stop treating him like he's fucked up? He's just, he's a result of this place, and this place would, turn anybody a bit crazy. So we seen Jade be a little bit helpful there, and then he was just like, right, I'm going to go back and drink, because that's all that I do. That's good. And then Tabitha meets with Victor. He is in this little like shed where he says where it all happened. That was the place that night where his mother and his sister said goodbye to them. She hugged them and told them to stay safe. And when Tabitha touches Victor, when she hugs Victor, she gets visions. She gets flashbacks of Miranda, Victor's mum, hugging Victor and his sister. And we then see a flashback of Miranda running outside. She was trying to get to the faraway tree, but she got caught by Smiley and killed, so she didn't make it in time. Then we see Tabitha run out again, and Victor is there, and Julie's there, and Julie tries to comfort Tabitha, but Tabitha is trying to like almost pull away from Julie. And then you see Tabitha almost reaching out to touch Victor again. So that tells me here that there's a connection between Tabitha and Victor. And I know a lot of people have been speculating what that connection is. I've seen two main reasons or main reasonings for this. The two main explanations are either Tabitha is Victor's sister, which I think would make sense, and that's why she's seen the flashbacks, because she's not seen it through her mother, she's seen it through herself, when Miranda hugged both Victor and her, Tabitha, Victor's sister, assuming that is Tabitha. And the other explanation is that she's somehow a reincarnation of Victor's mother, which I wouldn't like. To me, that makes things very messy, and to me, that would almost ruin the story. I can accept Tabitha being Victor's sister, but I can't really accept Tabitha being a reincarnation of Miranda. That I wouldn't like that. I think that would be lame. But for me, yeah, if it wasn't clear up till this point, we 100% now know there's a connection between Tabitha and Victor. When she hugged him, she's seen it, and even when she was like, freaking out at the end, she didn't want to be comforted by her daughter. She didn't want to touch her daughter and Julie. In fact, she was actually reaching out and trying to touch Victor. So that tells me that yes, she is either Victor's sister or Victor's mother. She's something, and hopefully it's a sister, because the mother wouldn't make much sense to me. But anyway, guys, that is it. There's your episode of From, and I enjoyed it. I think it was one of the better episodes. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. I still don't think it's up there with the best episodes of From, but considering what we've seen, I think from the mid-half of Season 3, this is a massive upgrade. So I'm giving it a 7 out of 10. I thought it was good. Let me know what you guys think down below. We've been Fog Entertainment. We'll catch you for the finale. Big Stevie Cool will be back for that. It'll be a two-man job, and I'm looking forward to it. But there'll be lots of theory fids going into the finale. And, of course, we've got that Episode 10 promo breakdown as well. That's it, guys. Fog Entertainment. Catch you in the next one. Till then, though, peace.